What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another market breakdown. Today is February the 2nd, and right now we're looking at gold. So as we can see, gold had made this huge push down, right? Um, we closed bearish the previous week, and we can see how price ended up open and push up to our 2% level, and then we end up retracing down, coming here. But we can see it closed right above this support area. So even though price, retraced down, it doesn't mean that we are in a bearish market. We just had a nice deep retracement. So if we go to the 4 hour, we can see how gold is actually oversold right here. Now, could it go deeper? It could. It just really depends on. It really depends on. The only time I will be looking to buy gold again is if gold can get back above 5,000. As long as it's not above 5,000, I'm really not interested in buying because right now, even on the 4 hour, we're in a nice down move, right? But we are oversold. And usually, when we oversold, like I always say, two things can happen. It can either retrace or reverse. So we can see how price kind of came down, making this little fell low in this here right now. We still around the same range of the previous day, but it is a good discounted area. So that's why I say if price can close back above 5,000, then that would be a good area where I'll be looking to see price push back higher. Start pushing towards 6,000. But right now we're underneath 5,000, so this act as a resistance. So right now we just kind of been choppy, starting a transition phase. But other than that, it's still in a down momentum, a nice little retracement, and we still within this range. So as you can see on the previous day, right now we're coming towards the opening, so price can really do anything here. So if it can't get above this 2% level, which is the high of the previous day, then it definitely is gonna, be pushing back down for sure. So it's all really depends. So at any moment, this can really retrace down. But we are on the baseline. Last time we was on this baseline on the RSI, we can see how price took off. So maybe that same thing can happen here, especially on this support level. So um, I'll be looking to see how we close on the previous day and how we close also if we can get above 5,000. Now let's look at yields. Now, like I say, as you can see, yields came into this area, support area, and we actually pushing up higher, almost towards this high. Like I say, if yields keep pushing strong like this, we can expect, gold not to really be going too much higher. It might actually drop, to be honest, because like I said, if yields is going up, gold is going down. So with yields showing more strength after this huge breakout retest, and then now it's pushing off this support area, yes, at this point yields is showing strength, which means gold most likely could be pushing down. So this is really just a waiting game. This is like I told y'all, you kind of want to wait to see what you want to do with gold, because if we look at, like I said, the previous week we closed bearish, and usually when you got like a candle like this, usually that means we could be seeing price, push down lower. Now, right now, it is pushing pretty strong right now. But like I said, I wouldn't do anything unless price give me a nice strong break above here, nice little retest, and then show something maybe on an hour for breaking structure and look for price to go up higher. Other than that, just for extra confirmation, because with yields pushing up, you just really don't know. But like I said, this is a good discounted area because we are oversold. So yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised, but I'll kind of wait to see price breakout and then some kind of retest, and then go from there. But other than that, I would definitely be cautious, especially with yields constantly pushing up. Let's go to DXY, and as you can see on DXY, we can see on DXY US dollar, we can see how on the previous day, we can see how, as you can see, we're still underneath this resistance, or price came into the support area, taking out this overall low, pushing back into here. So it's going to really depends on what this decides to do right here, because if we can't get above this resistance level, then at this point we can be seeing US dollar continue to push back down lower. So right now this is still considered bearish. It's just retracing back into this resistance level. So this is still considered bearish right here. So go to the 4 hour. So as you can see on the 4 hour, you can see here where we have this nice little breaking structure and prices have this nice little uptrend going on right now. So like I said, we're at this resistance. So it's all going to depends on how we react off of this resistance level. But right now we do have a nice little up momentum going on. Now this is a bullish CRT setup that we have, but you can see we also overbought. Now, like I said, this is a bullish CRT setup. What is a bullish CRT setup? Is when after the previous week we close bearish and then we have a candle like this, right? Usually when you have candles like this, you usually look for price to take out the previous high, which would be right here. So I mean, could that potentially happen to see if price want to retest? Who knows? But right now, I wouldn't do anything until we see how this react. So right now, we are underneath this resistance. So it's gonna be a key level to see how price react. So let's see DXY. And one thing to give you a quick little mini lesson, it's very important to not switch your bias, because if you're bearish for the week, then you're bearish. If you're bullish for the week, then you're bullish. What that means is, if you're bearish, right, even though if you see price constantly pushing up, you don't just switch your bias. You just wait until you see a bearish setup, and if you don't have none, then you just don't trade for that week. That's how you not overtrade. You know what I'm saying? And how you can just constantly learn. But for each zone. But that's what I do. I don't. If I'm bearish for the week, then I'm bearish. So if I know I'm overall bearish on, because like I said, I use my direction on daily, weekly, and daily. So once them two time frames are confirmed, then I use my 4 hour as my entry. I go to the hour for just more of a precise entry. But other than that, for the most part, I use the 4 hour for my entry. So let's look at UJ. So since we are so far bearish, we can see how. So even UJ got same setup where we close like this. Could this be pushing up? Potentially, yeah. The previous day close. So previous day close bullish. So yeah, most likely this might be pushing up. But like I said, it's gonna depend on how we react off this level here too. So but could it be pushing up still? We did close bullish the previous day, so that does show signs of up momentum. And how this kind of close, and we are at a good discounted area. So yeah, this could push higher. It just really depends on if DXY can break above that resistance. If it does close above that resistance, then yeah, I will switch back to my bullish bias and looking for that weekly transition to break above a certain level and start pushing up higher. So like I said, it's just a matter of just waiting and being patient and letting structure tell you the story. So I choose quality over quantity always. But yeah, so that's my input. But just like I said, to give y'all a quick little mini lesson, always, whatever your bias is for the week, stick with that bias. Do not switch because you see price constantly fluctuating back and forth. That's how you take a lot of losses. To be honest, it just either your bias don't show, and then you don't take no trade. That's all it is. You take way less losses like that. You know what I'm saying? Choose quality setups, and then when you do see a good quality setup, then take the trade. Have proper risk management. Don't overtrade, and control your emotions. And other than that, I will see you on the next market breakdown.